Order of the Pearson Town Council. We'll begin with our pledge and an opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to meet. We pray that you help us make wise decisions and choices for the residents of our town. Thank you for the resources that have been entrusted to us. Please help us to be good stewards. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, we're going to start with, we have a lot on the agenda tonight. We are going to start with, we have a guest, Aaron Roland Jones. Is Aaron here? Hi, come on down, please. Watch the cord. Yeah. And Aaron, one more time, introduce yourself and tell us who you represent and why you're here.
I'm Aaron Roland Jones. I'm the Executive Director of CASA, Pasco County, which stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. We advocate for abused and neglected children within Pasco County, and April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So we have presented a proclamation to the town of Pearson and the town council about declaring April a Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in the town of Pearson. Just a little bit about us. We need more volunteers if anyone wants to advocate for vulnerable children. And we joined this proclamation also with the Department of Child Services, who we put this together with as well.
And I believe we have done this before, haven't we?
Correct. We try to come back every year to remind everybody.
Well, I would like to read this if I may, and then we will officially take a vote on it. Whereas April was first declared Child Abuse Prevention Month by presidential proclamation in 1883, and CASA of Kosciuszko County is a nonprofit organization committed to speaking in the best interest of children who are at risk for abuse and neglect. CASA recruits, trains, and supports volunteers to serve at-risk children in the family court system. And in 2025, the Kosciuszko County Department of Child Services assessed 1,555 reports of abuse and neglect, and 89 children currently removed from a home due to abuse and neglect in Kosciuszko County. In 2025, CASA of Kosciuszko County donated over 5,300 hours of their time advocating for 215 children. And whereas child abuse and neglect can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that have lasting consequences for victims of abuse, and whereas it is imperative that we acquire a working knowledge of the phenomenon of child abuse and neglect, and that we demonstrate support for work of both professionals and volunteers involved in providing child protection, rehabilitation, and preventive services. I now therefore be it resolved that will use me, I, Glenn Hall, Council President, to hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. Our city officials urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children and families in Kosciuszko County. And what is the will of this council?
Make a motion to adopt it.
Absolutely. Got a motion and a second, and I will make that unanimous that we approve this proclamation. Thank you so much, Aaron.
I have just a few, if I can leave them out front, just we have some events coming up for Child Abuse Prevention Month and to help support CASA. So I can leave those.
Yep.
You certainly may.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
All right, we have many town members here this evening. Do we have any other guests that we need to recognize prior to the citizens' comments down here? Prior that you know of? No one else said anything. We'll put you folks down with the citizen comments, if that's okay. Yep. All right, fellows, we should have gotten the council minutes from a couple of meetings. Let's get those approved. We have executive session minutes from our March 19th executive session. And I thought there was another motion. I know I saw it. There it is. It was caught in the paper. And then the town council meeting minutes from Tuesday, March 10th. I have looked through those, did not see any need for changes or corrections.
I did not either.
Okay, I would move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right, Myra, I will sign these at the end since we have so much to get through. All right, we have tax abatements that have come before council again. And these are, we probably need to approve these individually. So the first one is Midwest Wool Forming for their tax abatement, both for personal property and for real property. And what is the will of the council?
I make a motion we continue to work with
Okay.
them on that.
Got a motion and a second to continue the Midwest Roll Forming and Manufacturing Tax Abatement. Is there anything for me to sign on these, Myra? Okay,
Just to make sure I point you.
okay. The next one is for IBEX Development. Operating entity is Paragon Medical. This one was started in 2021, so this is a continuation as well, both for personal property and for real property.
Motion to continue.
Okay?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to continue, and these do look like they're in order. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. And finally, the last one is for Paragon Medical. Again, estimated start date was September of 2021. And again, it looks like all forms are in order. And this is within the timeline, so I would recommend that we approve continuation of this tax abatement as well.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign. Thank you. All right, we have a couple of resolutions. We will do those first, and then we will come back to an ordinance that we would like to have approved. All right, the first resolution, number 4-1-26, Town of Pearson recognizes the threat of natural hazards, that natural hazards pose to people and property, and further recognizes that hazardous mitigation actions before a disaster occurs will reduce the potential for harm to people and property, save taxpayer dollars. So this resolution is adopting the Kosciuszko County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan. We participated jointly in the planning process with other local units of government, was updated on January 26, identifies the mitigation goals and actions to reduce the long-term risk to people and property from the impacts of future hazards and disasters, and demonstrates a commitment to hazard mitigation. What's the will of the council?
Motion to approve it.
Okay,
I'll
motion to
second.
approve and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. And again, we'll sign all this stuff at the end, fellas. The second resolution, the Town of Pearson maintains an official website to provide information to residents, businesses, and public. This is resolution number 4-2-26. The town desires to establish a consistent and accessible process for submission of documents to be posted on the town's website. We recognize the importance of ensuring documents are accessible and in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Therefore, we would adopt the policy. We have a town website document policy that has been created. I read down through it. It looks complete and comprehensive to me. The accessibility requirement would be all documents must be ADA compliant. A tagged PDF is a document formatted for accessibility that allows screen readers to correctly read and navigate the content, including headings, listings, and images. Posting to the town website is subject to the clerk's discretion and workload. Submission to the clerk does not guarantee immediate posting and timing. It will depend on staff availability and operational priorities. And I would recommend that we adopt this resolution.
Motion.
Any questions, comments? Got a motion? Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. All right. I would like to, at this point, ask the town council's permission to set aside the two ordinance reading rule for this next ordinance. This is a pretty simple one, and with your approval, we will read this ordinance and adopt it in one meeting. May I have your permission to do that?
Motion.
Approved,
Yeah,
approved.
approved.
Thank you. This ordinance is, the town of Pearson maintains various bank accounts for the receipt, disbursement, and management of municipal funds. The town has established or will establish additional bank accounts with PNC Bank for the purpose of managing the town's finances. The town desires to establish a new fund to properly account for and track the activity of accounts in accordance with the State Board of Accounts standards. And I think that's the key, is that this is something that's required and best for audit by State Board of Accounts. There is hereby established a dedicated fund for the town of Pearson, fund number 9,000 PNC Bank Accounts funds in accordance with Indiana Code 36-1-8-12 to account for the financial activity associated with designated PNC accounts. This account shall be used to receive, account for, and disperse monies associated with all the town bank accounts held at PNC. Could include deposits, transfers, interest earnings, and other related financial transactions, and shall be used in accordance with the applicable Indiana law and guidance from the State Board of Accounts. What is the will of the council in adopting ordinance number 26-4- is it -1 or -2? It's -1 here, but it's -, okay.
I changed it.
That's what I thought, okay. 26-4-1. Okay, got a motion to approve,
Second.
motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. We will now reinstate regular order of meeting for the continuation of the meeting. All right, we have some old business. Matt, you want to talk to us about the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board information that you submitted? And
Yeah, so
just talk about the Recreation Board.
I know right now the Recreation Board is kind of debunked because we don't have enough members. And so I guess my recommendation or my thoughts was, I know I've had some people even in the township reach out, possibly interested in helping with some kind of board, but right now the way the ruling is they cannot be township citizens, they have to be town citizens. So I created a policy that would basically do away with, or I would like to see do away with the current Recreation Board and create a Park and Recreation Advisory Committee. This says board, but I would say let's rename it to a committee, so that there's no, and then, I mean, we can go over, basically just, this was just the different responsibilities. You have a chairperson that would come to the meetings and talk for the committee, and then, vice chair and on down, and then you can break it up into separate actual committees for, certain persons in charge of Broward Park Committee. There's a certain person or in charge of doing something with the bands in the amphitheater or something like that. Just, so that was my,
But the other big change is just changing the structuring so that we could have someone who lives outside
Outside,
the
yeah.
town,
Yeah.
but within the township who could participate.
correct.
Yeah.
And that's why it would have to go to, from my understanding with Tammy, it would have to go to more of a committee
Committee, yes.
instead of being called a board.
Yeah.
And we would have to do away with the current.
Yeah, I think
Board.
I really toss that idea around before you just do it, completely disband, dissolve the recreation board. I don't know that we have to do that, and I probably suggest that maybe we hold off on completely dissolving that just a little bit, and just make sure that we don't get enough interest from town citizens to, matter to populate that board. But in the future, that may be what you're faced with. But in the meantime, I think this is a great idea to have a committee that gives you more flexibility about who the membership is, much like your Christmas decoration committee and some of the other committees. And again, can sort of expand the eligibility for my serve on that committee, and then they would report that to the council with ideas and, planning and that sort of thing. So I think this is a great idea as a committee.
Okay, well, based on that input and based on Matt, the excellent job you did writing this, I would recommend, my motion is two-part. Number one, that we just leave the current structure for the Parks and Recreation Board as is, although it's on hold right now because we haven't had enough participation, but that we adopt this Park and Recreation Advisory Committee and the kind of roles and responsibilities here to create that so that we can have both at the same time if we want. But at least this gives us some flexibility to start building back up to, if at some point we wanted to reinstate the board, we could. Or down the road, we can make any other changes. So that's my motion.
I like that. I'll make a motion.
Got a motion, need a second.
I like that.
Okay, got a motion and a second. And this, I'm assuming this could be put on our website so that people could know. Yeah, sure. So that people could know what those responsibilities are. Yeah, absolutely. But it's available. You can also get a copy. If you wanted to see it. All right, got a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. That one is done. Tammy, let's go to you next for the codification update and the resolution for real property transfer.
Yes, so the codification update, the town did adopt and have performed codification of the town's ordinances, and it's been a little over 2 years ago. So this organization that hosts our town ordinances and has put those together, they would do normally an update every 2 years to incorporate the ordinances that have been passed in the prior 2 years. So it's time to do that. I did ask them to give us a quote for what that would cost. And they've given us a range of between about $880 and $1,430. That would include, and of course, they'll have a final invoice within that range once they have typed it all up. But that would include printed updates. We get or receive 10 printed sets. So it would be the paper inserts to update those sets, but then also they would update the website that hosts our town code to include those additional ordinances as well. So I think the council's willing to approve that. I can get that back to them, and I would imagine, within the next few months, they would be able to have that updated.
And we've been pleased with their work.
I've looked at the website several times and I think it's really nice. Yeah.
So it's much more convenient. Before, we really did not even have a very well
Organized book.
organized book. We kind of had to pull ordinances together and make one full copy in the clerk's office, but this has been tremendous to have that, on the website, or the link to the website, and we can go there for our research, citizens can go there
Okay.
and basically pull up any of the ordinances they'd like to, so.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I would like to move that we approve moving forward and get everything updated.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Approved. Okay.
So the other thing that I have then is a proposed resolution for the town to consider. There will be, or is a mirrored resolution that will be presented to the Redevelopment Commission that will read pretty much the same way. But as we know, the town is hoping to increase the housing stock here in town or near town. And we've been working with KEDCO to, facilitate that and help us identify properties that might be usable for that purpose. We've had discussions about, do we have existing property that can be used? Do we need to acquire other property? And because Redevelopment Commission has a little more flexibility to buy, sell, exchange property than what the council does, it's very common, and KEDCO is recommending that we transfer at least one parcel of real estate that we might use to either trade, sell, exchange, that we transfer that to Redevelopment Commission and then let them take the ball and, roll from there and basically work to either sell, exchange, or make an arrangement to give the town some property that could be used for housing. So this resolution basically says that the town agrees to transfer the 80-acre parcel outside of town that has been identified to Redevelopment Commission as a gift, no consideration, so there's no fee, they're not purchasing the property from the town, giving it to Redevelopment Commission, then Redevelopment Commission should adopt, hopefully will adopt a mirrored ordinance or resolution, and then they can take it from there and look further into whether they would sell that property or facilitate an exchange.
So there's the redevelopment is just basically, their resolution says that they're accepting it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So once they would accept that, again, assuming they do accept that resolution, and we have those mirrored resolutions, we can prepare a deed for council or for Glenn to sign that would then transfer, make that actual transfer, and we'll record that to get that property over to redevelopment.
Yeah. And just as a review, we met with KEDCO, and KEDCO has presented us with several options for how to make some of these transactions as easy as possible for the town. One option is, of course, just to buy land outright, which we don't have money for. And then there were several other options. This is the easiest and the cleanest in dealing with all the legal aspects and all those things. This is the easiest to do, again, because Redevelopment Commission has a little more flexibility than the town does. And then the Redevelopment Commission would then work with KEDCO to keep moving the process forward. So,
Is this something that, rather than just strictly the 80 acres, should we look at all the property that we have? Just so that it's done for in the past, for future, or?
We certainly could, and actually, we had talked about a couple other properties potentially, I know in conversations with KEDCO. This resolution only addresses the ADA first, but certainly we could do something similar with the other properties.
And I would
just
think
because of that flexibility.
We'd want to do them individually anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think we come back and deal with those separately once we've confirmed.
Yeah.
That we definitely,
Okay.
the town wants those properties to be, potentially sold in storage
Right.
what have you.
and quite frankly, this would give us an experience of seeing how well the process works.
Sure, sure.
And,
Right.
do we want to put ourselves through it again?
Mhm, right.
So,
I'll make a motion, we, adopt the
Resolution.
resolution.
I'll second that.
Got a
Sure.
motion and a second. Any other questions, comments, Tammy? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Very good. Casey, Utility and Street Department. There he is. You sat in the other corner this time.
Whatever was available. The metal detector demonstration that we had, went well, and we would like to make this purchase then, as stated before. I think this would reduce employee time on the job and make residents happier because we will be digging fewer holes in their yard. I didn't put this in the report. This locator costs about $500 more than the one that we currently have that is not working. So it's gonna cost $500 more than a replacement of the same, but it works way, way better. I mean, this demonstration pulls wires out of the water. Ours just hits anything that's metal, and then you're stuck just digging a hole. This will tell you how big the hit is, so you know if you're looking for a manhole, you'll be able to tell, all right, we're getting the sign all the way across here, a couple feet wide, compared to just a hit.
Nice.
So I think that we should go along, buy this. It's $1,175 plus shipping.
You got money in your budget?
Yeah, and it would
Okay.
be split between water and sewer.
Okay.
That's used for both.
Yeah, I move that we approve this purchase for the metal detector.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay,
Thank you. Next thing I had was, jetting storm sewer lines. We've had, Miller Sewer and Drain come out twice already. They'll be out again tomorrow. At this point, I think we should just get a full day's use out of them. It'd be cheaper than doing one time. So I requested a quote and they said it'd be $2,500. This would be for their large jetter, can handle any of the lines that we have. And I've already prioritized what would be the best lines for us to get the best bang for our buck. Yeah, I think it would be great. Then another thing I didn't include in that one is it would, also be for countering problematic areas if they do come across any of them. So if they do find some kind of blockage, we'll know what it is. We can plan around that then for any kind of repairs.
okay,
I'll make a motion, we do it.
I'll second it. Got it? I'm sorry. Yeah,
You maybe put it in motion. We really don't have anything to pay stormwater. We don't really have any fund for that. So I'd like to have that approved to pay from Cedar.
oh, yeah, I think that's fine.
Yep.
Include that in your motion.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Okay, Casey, I do have one question about this stormwater. Driving around town and seeing where some of the biggest standing water is, and a couple of the properties are over near me, I don't understand how we resolve the issue of the storm drain catch basin is higher than the lowest spot on their property. Water doesn't run uphill.
There could be some problems with that, yes.
So how do we address that, or is that a resident problem?
Depends on the situation. So some of them are laterals. It would be nice to kind of post a map for residents so they know, all right, is this part of the town system, or is this me, or not me, but a former property owner connected to it and it's a lateral? At that point, they would be responsible for their own lateral.
Okay, I'd like to see us investigate that a little bit and see if we can at least identify that. Because clearly, I mean, this has been a problem long before I got on the council.
Yes.
And there must have been some reason that it didn't get addressed before. Let's try to figure out if we can at least help the
It's
homeowners
been a
figure out.
battle with past attorneys also, I can tell you. Attorneys, IDEM, yeah.
Okay,
Another thing too, when we're talking about the system for stormwater, some people might not realize it too, not every catch basin is tied into a main that actually travels and leaves the town.
Oh,
Some
I
of them are
didn't
just
know that.
leach basins, yeah,
okay.
and they can be connected to another basin within that intersection.
So what that means is when we get the amount of water we had a couple weeks ago, where
Yes.
every
Just fill
place in the county had standing water, it could fill up
And then
Yes.
and then you're gonna have a problem no matter what.
Yep.
until it
And
evaporates.
I do have video actually from the storm that we had. County tile was all the way full too.
Oh, yeah,
So all the way out at the substation is one way that, a majority of the town's water goes. And I went and looked at it and it was topped off.
yeah.
So it was just a lot of rain all at once.
Yeah. I do know, we've been at our house now for 5 years, and for the first time in 5 years that I've been there, we had standing water in our backyard, and we've never had standing water in the field back there and in behind Myra in my house. And yeah, so it was a lot of water. You can only do so much with it, so.
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next one?
Next thing is just more informative. Glenn and I spoke on this as it was an emergency. The larval wastewater flow chart stopped working, and we use that to be able to do our billing to charge the larval for taking their wastewater and treating it. The vendor that we go through that works on it said that it would be approximately $4,000 to come try to diagnose the problem, try to repair it with parts that he might have. Yeah, and I'm saying all this because the recorder that we have is decades old and the manufacturer is out of business, so there are no more parts to be had other than the ones that were saved by these vendors. So he quoted me $4,000 and couldn't guarantee that it was going to be fixed. So he also gave me a quote for a brand new one installed that would be the same as our Pearson one for $7,497. So we decided that was the smarter move, is to just bite the bullet and try not to keep that one alive too much longer, if it even could have happened this time. Just an update on that, it should be installed around mid-May, so it was back ordered, specialty item, and then for him to come up from Minnie to be able to do the install.
But it will be the newest technology and
Yeah, it's
updated.
good.
Okay,
Yeah, we really like the Pearson one that we have. Wastewater, so with all this rain that we had, we have a lot of inflow and infiltration, that causes pits that collect wastewater to stir, and unfortunately, wipes get sucked up by our pumps then. We've had 2 pumps that had to be pulled. Luckily, they weren't destroyed. Luckily, they tripped, and we were able to pull wipes out of there. But I just want to give a PSA. A lot of wipes say they're flushable. They are not flushable. Please dispose of them in the trash. Do not put them down the toilet.
yeah.
Next thing I had was to hire seasonal labor. It's definitely spring now. Grass is growing like crazy, and we've got a lot of brush out there. Potholes to fix, a lot of this kind of stuff. So, like to bring back seasonal labor. They can start as early as next Monday, actually.
I make a motion. I think we've been happy with James in the past, so
Yeah.
make a motion we approve.
I'll
A
second.
motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Thank you.
The last thing I have is parks are officially open as of April 1st. And I said temperatures are warmed up quickly, so take advantage of all the amenities that the town has to offer.
Excellent.
Good.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Police Department. Come on down, Phil.
Mine's not as long as Casey's. Maybe, if they got questions, maybe. So first thing first, I want to recognize Dustin. He graduated from the academy.
Yes, absolutely.
Super happy I did that. Happy to have him back. Speaking about adding on to our department, we have it in our budget to have a part-time person. It's always worked 8-ish hours a week to kind of flex time off, because we're not a 24/7 department. I would like to propose to make that person still an officer, but to deal with ordinance violations, to deal with trash, excessive things. I want to kind of piggyback off of what Winona Lake is doing with theirs. They make that person handle ordinances and building inspection and code enforcement. So that would take that away from the county and put it back onto the town to issue permits and things like that. If there's a dispute, then it would come to the council and be settled that way. It kind of cuts the county out. Part of the reason why is, we had an incident, I think it was last month, wanted to do code enforcement on it. The contractor was very flamboyant, letting me know that there was no oversight on like building inspections and all that. And so, which is true in our county. And so I called around and kind of got reverted back to what Winona Lake and the city of Warsaw was doing. And so to make this person just pretty much code enforcement, they'll still be a uniformed officer, they'll still take police calls, but their main priority and responsibility will be updating all the ordinances, the code violations, and not just giving people tickets, but giving you options and opportunities to rectify them. We're not gonna give you a ticket and be like, see you later, be back in 30 days, and if you don't have it, we'll give you another one. No, that's not the point of it, it's just to help spur you along. Because we have access to things that most public doesn't have, the ability to give you funds and help alleviate some of that stress. And sometimes it just piles up for people. So that's my proposal. It is in my budget for that part-time officer, but we have to look a little bit more with the ordinance, with Tammy, the exact wording of it, because we got to get it right to take on those responsibilities.
I guess my one question about that would be, if it's a part-time person and we take over building inspections, permitting, some of those kinds of things, can we get requests for inspections and permits done in a timely manner if they're part-time?
I would say we could if we, and that would again be a budgetary item where we're at, I think we're at 8 hours a week right now. They could flex that, but we could say every Monday, they're gonna be in the office, or every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right, they're gonna be at the PD, if there's complaints, grievances, or you just wanna let us know about an issue, or you're gonna bring a permit in, that would be the day to do it.
And then part of that would be our responsibility to make sure and set the expectation up front
Yes.
that it could take 7 to 10 days to get your approval,
Right.
depending on the staff availability.
I mean, I don't think, because, I mean, going to the county, it's a month. They only meet
Right,
once a month,
right.
so I think, they're already waiting for the county, so I think
I just don't want-
may be even a faster process
Yeah,
than.
but I don't want people
Right.
to assume that without us setting the
Right, yeah,
expectation.
exactly.
Yeah,
And,
but-
and the thing is, if he can't make the decision and it has to come to council, then
Right,
it's still
then it
back
is
to
a
once a month
yeah.
for those hearings, so.
I like the concept, I like the idea. What do we need to do? Do we need to vote to move forward, or do we wait
Yeah.
till we get more finite information?
Do you have
Tammy?
do they have already ordinances?
Yeah, they have an ordinance passed for that spot right there, and it's a dual spot. And when I was talking with them about it, it was all about how the ordinance is written on theirs, on their end.
I think definitely it would be helpful to have that.
In front of us, yeah.
officer, Yeah, to do the ordinance violations, to do animal control, that sort of thing, definitely. I'd have to give a little more thought to about the, building inspections and permits, because I know at Winona Lake and Warsaw, I think Mentone, they do their own building inspections, and it's kind of an entailed process, so I would worry also about the ability to do
Right.
that. But, I could look a little bit further
Yeah.
into that, and maybe we could chat about it, and I can talk to some of the other towns, but for sure, having an officer committed to, we've talked about this many times, an officer committed to ordinance violations and code enforcement would be phenomenal, right, for everybody.
Would this person also be available to work with us on updating our fines and ordinance?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping, so.
Yes, okay,
Because I brought up another thing.
yeah.
No offense, but if I give you a $5 parking ticket, I don't know if that really drives home the problem. I don't really want to I don't want to give anybody a ticket, but it costs more than.
Yeah.
The paper is
the
wrote on.
paper to write it on. And so, that person would be charged with doing that, so.
Okay. Well, I would move that we allow Phil to hire the part-time person, move forward with the concept, and then come back with additional finite details once he has those worked out with Tammy.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Nope.
Comments?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Approved.
Perfect. Myra asked me to talk about the internet that she's gonna propose. All of our systems, our CAD system, our record systems, the accident systems that we take for you guys, we get dispatched, it is all internet-based. And our internet at the PD is not strong enough and continuously goes down because it has to be through a secure VPN. And anytime the signal strength goes down, it thinks somebody's hacking into the system and it kicks us off. And it is super frustrating to get anything done, to the point of where we just get in our cars and we leave the PD to go type a report or do something. So I know it comes with a cost to upgrade the internet, but it is a huge benefit to us because I actually had to have another agency upload our records because our internet could not sustain it. It would let me, it took me most of the weekend just to get logged into it. But then to try and upload scanned documents into it, it would not let me do that. And so we're wasting time sitting in there waiting, watching the spinning wheel, and then it'll start uploading and then kick you out. And you're like, okay. So.
I thought you were gonna say you're still getting a dial tone.
I think it's-
Would be better, it would be still making progress. And so, I've worked on the routers, we've just sourced, it is just the inconsistency with our width and everything like that. And so, Myra's gonna talk about it a little bit more too, but it is super important for us with everything, everything's internet.
Absolutely.
And so, I know it comes with a cost, but it's a huge benefit to us, to the town, to get things to them, because we can't even do reports most of the time, because the system doesn't want you to. So.
Okay, we'll take that under consideration when Myra talks about hers.
Okay, and then, just an update, Chief Schools next week, they did come out, the cost is $275, and because of construction, they're not allowing anybody to stay there, and so I'll incur that cost too.
Okay,
And then, new car is outfitted, it's getting graphics, hopefully by the end of the week, if not, the week after I come back. And last thing I didn't get on your guys' update, because it just came to me, is the CHIRP grant. I talked with Myra a little bit about it. Previously, that is for Operation Pullover Blitzes, seatbelts, things like that. There's also a flip side to it. It's called Head Bike, and so you use that for festivals and anytime there's a community activity, especially when we're crossing 13, we just don't want to send you guys out there. We want to be there to stop traffic and things like that. When I tell the guys they got to come in and work overtime, that would just be comp time. We would now have the ability to take them double time and get 100% reimbursed off of that. So I'm asking for permission to apply for that grant. I know it's last minute, but it's 100% reimbursable, and I just have to have the council's approval.
Make a motion.
never have a problem with applying for money.
That's right.
And so typically it ran through one central agency. Now each agency is responsible, so I will be the one submitting all the claims to the state
Okay.
and work with Myra directly to make sure we're getting 100%. So there won't be any middle departments on it anymore.
Cool.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Done.
Awesome. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much. Appreciate it. By the way, I'd just like to say, I really appreciated the reports that you sent us. I don't think people realize the number of activities and calls for just the month of March. It was 160 some, 190 some, of a variety. I mean, all different types, but it's impressive to see just how much our police department is doing. So thank you.
Yeah, and that doesn't include when the county is covering on off times or when we're gone for training or anything like that. We're very, very busy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, absolutely. And just for your information, Phil, I put a message out to all of our church folks. Kosciuszko County Sheriff's Department is going to be doing some periodic training up at our church. So if you see county sheriff's vehicles up there, don't panic. as far as we know,
Out today.
yeah,
Yes.
we haven't been broken into, nobody's been murdered. They're using it for training.
Appreciate
So,
it. Thanks.
Myra, clerk's report.
Okay, the first thing I have is the selective insurance. The selective insurance invoice, that is for our yearly premiums. It went up between 5,000 and 7,000, but he said it's on a downturn, so next year it should go back down. It went into effect February 1st, and just didn't get to me very quick, so.
Yeah, and I do know, I met with Mike on several other things not regarding the town, both personal and business, and insurance rates are up all over the place. So I completely understand the increase. I would hold his feet to the fire about decreasing next year. Because sometimes they forget they told us that. But in my years at Kosciuszko Home Care and Hospice, I would have to go back and say, excuse me, you told me last year this was either gonna stay the same or, oh, that's right, and they would bring it back down, so. Yeah, something we have to have. I would move that we approve to pay the selective insurance bill.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Got it. Thank you.
The next one is a Keystone Voice invoice, and this is to cover quarterly for everything having to do with our utility billing. We're still not converted to the new system yet on that side, so that would cover everything there, and with our connection to Neptune 360 for meter readings and all that. And then there's also a charge for the view-only license for fund accounting to keep that until the 2027 audit.
And this is all, these were things we were
Yeah.
expecting to come with the new system, right?
That's the old.
Well, this is the old system.
Oh, this is the old
And
system.
because it's taken a little longer than
Gotcha.
expected, we had to extend
Gotcha.
the licensing for a quarter,
Gotcha.
just for the utility part.
Yeah.
And it's utility, and then it's
Yeah.
the
Th-
device
those
here is
items.
for the connection for meter
Yeah.
readings, and this is for like liens and certs.
Okay.
And then this is what we expected.
Yeah.
We expected to be able to have to pay for that read only for the accounting system.
Okay. I move that we approve the bill to pay to
Second.
Boyce. Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Approved.
And the next one is the quote for Surf Internet. I think I'll give it to you, and I may not give it to me. So this is to run lines to the 205 North First Street.
Mhm.
That would go into the police department and below for the shop, and then to the clerk's office. And like Phil said, he's having all kinds of trouble with his, and ours has worked well for us. Mediacom, but with the new software, it's cloud-based, so we need better
Yeah.
internet coverage. So we get a little bit of a discount because we're going to the police department, we don't have to pay these OSP bill charges for this building.
Okay. So the total we're looking at here is the total of all of these?
Yeah, it's like 75-60, I think.
Yeah, 7560, and then what would the monthly fee be after
It
that?
depends on which one we pick.
Which one we choose?
This is the one we would need for the clerk's office, and I imagine
I would do the same
that's
thing,
what we
absolutely.
want across the board.
In this day and age and with the technology and what we even experience here getting set up and high-speed internet, it's just a requirement now. And if we're gonna keep our records good,
Right.
and especially with the new software, I think we have to go, I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to going with that one, but if it's
Yeah, the
not
police
needed.
department may need it, I don't know
Yeah.
what they need, but, they think this is probably what we need
Okay.
to. But,
And we can always upgrade.
I did want to say that the police department, contract just expired and it went up $110.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's $319, so we need,
So this would be
we need to
half.
get them.
Yeah, exactly. So their monthly fee would be half,
Would be half,
essentially,
yeah.
yeah. All right. What's the will of the council?
Make some-
$7,560 for installation.
Right.
And then approximately, they're looking at the $165 a month for the clerk's office and for the police department. We can always upgrade to the 225 if we need to.
Yeah, I make, okay.
I think it's a no-brainer myself. I
Yeah.
think we have to.
We have to
We've
switch.
got the money,
Saving
so.
money.
Yep. So I need a motion.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Approved.
And then I have an invoice from Fry, our new software. I just realized this morning that I did not sign up for invoicing for receivables. And so to add that for the year is the $798, and there's the one-time security setup fee of $125, so it's $923 to add that.
And then it would be included
Right.
after that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I move that we approve the Fry invoice so that we can get our systems complete.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions, any comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Done.
And then I wanted to say that the senior exercising that they do here on Mondays and Wednesdays, the grant that the YMCA received for that expires on May 1st, but I was told this week that the YMCA has determined that a class in Pearson is sustainable because we've had quite a few people involved in that. And so it will continue. And there's two new
Great.
instructors, they've trained instructors just for Pearson. So that will continue. I didn't put it on here, but there was also a matter of balance class, to help with your balance, and that has exceeded the
Excellent.
number.
Yeah.
They allowed for 15, they took 16, and so that last class will be this Friday.
Excellent.
So that's been going well. And if anybody's interested in the exercise class, you can contact the YMCA. And then just an update on the Fry software. As of last Thursday, we were up and running and printed checks and entered our deposits. And now they'll focus on moving towards the utility software, which would take longer. They have to actually, where we manually entered the information for the accounting, they'll be pulling that over, and it could take 30, 60 days to
Okay.
do that. So
Have you been pleased so far though with their implementation?
it's pretty easy.
Good.
It was hard entering all that stuff, but,
Yeah. But that's a one-time.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, once it's done, it's done.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad it's done.
Okay. We have this month, we have two separate claim dockets because one claim docket came out of the old system, the other one came out of the new system. So it had to be broken apart separately. So one claim docket is for $297.09, and the other one is for $53,670.16. The comma was in the wrong place. I did look through these. I didn't see anything out of order. Everything looks consistent. It's just a little different format.
If you see anything missing or something you want to have, those are created for us.
Oh, so they're customizable? Okay.
And so if there's anything you'd rather have,
Okay. The one question I would have is, can they do the grid here, put the lines in the grid? Only because it just makes it a little
Oh,
easier
I
to
agree.
follow across. So if they could do that, that would be great. Other than that, I think it looks fine. What's the will of the council for approving the monthly claim dockets?
Motion.
Got a motion?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Got it. This is our signature stack. All right. I think that is all we had on the traditional agenda. We have now, we will open the floor for citizens' comments and concerns. And I know that we have some folks from Ryerson Glen edition, Green edition. I knew it was something with a G. So why don't you folks come on down? We'll let you go first. Anybody that would like, don't be afraid, we don't bite.
Y'all, come on.
They don't want to be on camera, Alita.
Everybody, one person from each household, please join me up there.
Yeah.
Please.
Got your phone, got your message.
Say, and two, if everybody could kind of come, wrap around this way so that we can actually get you on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gotta be on camera.
Alita.
Don't be
Are you
bashful.
going to speak?
I guess.
Would you step up to the thing?
Yeah, Ron, paper, scissors.
Just gather right up behind her. That'll be great.
Come on over.
Closer. Okay, every one of us that are up here have gotten something from the county concerning, sheds, fences, and it's all like with easements, drainage easements, utility easements, and everything that they've done. There's no county drainage easements, there's no drainage in that easement. There's no utilities in the easements that they're saying that we're approached upon. So we as a group wanted to know what the town could give us ideas on how to fight this, if there's something that the town can do to kind of go back for us with the county, we're at a loss. Other than going in and filing variances or, I'm.
Yeah. Well, thank you, first of all, for coming, all of you, and I appreciate it. I'd like to say personally, I don't know what's happened that the county all of a sudden thinks there's something wrong over
Well, I
there,
think it's because of all the new houses going up.
but that's what we want.
Absolutely.
But I will say, and I think I can speak for the entire council, we support you 100%. So we're willing to do whatever we need to do to try to help fix this issue. I don't know what they're complaining about, because I lived over there at the corner before any of those houses were there, and I know every home has been built with the appropriate permits, everything's been done. So for those of you who bought homes over there, these issues should have been identified before you ever bought the home. So I don't understand what's going on. I will tell you that during an executive committee meeting last night, or executive session with the council, we had a discussion with KEDCO, and the KEDCO representative went back to the county and said she would try to figure out what's going on. We were supposed to get a response from her before the council meeting tonight, and it literally came in at 6:31 p.m. And this is the message we got from KEDCO. Dawn Wilkinson said, "I'm sorry, I'm just getting this to you. Matt Sandy said to have the town ask to review any of the appeals, and they can suggest a variance." I'm assuming that's the town can suggest a variance. I don't know what all the details of that mean, but I think, again, I can speak for the council. We will assure you that if there is something we need to review and we can suggest a variance and get it approved, we will do that for you. Like I said, I used to live over there. I've driven through that addition many, many, many times, and I just don't understand what the issues are. So please know this council is behind you. We will do everything we can to help. Right now, it's kind of in the county's hands, but Dawn went to bat for us as well. So
Yeah, I think probably the next step is we just need to get with Matt Sandy and figure out what
Figure out what does that mean?
each houses has.
Different size.
Yeah.
Right.
Different
Yeah.
properties, everybody's a little bit
Yeah.
different.
And if each,
We may have encroached on some of those things
Yeah.
unknowingly.
Right.
Sure.
20 foot here,
Sure.
10 foot there.
But I think we can, discuss that with them, Casey, and figure out, okay,
yeah. And if each person, each home needs to file a request for a variance or whatever that's called, that may be the part you have to do. But then if those can come to the council, I can assure you we'll
and
go
then
back
that's,
for you.
that's what we've done in the past is, basically put a stamp of approval saying that, okay, the town is
Town.
good with this, so then when that goes to that, they look at that saying, okay, well, if the town's good with it, then,
Can you guys suggest an abandoned easement? Because, like my house, I've had a fence back there for 20 years, and a shed just as long. And so then zoning says, oh, it's encroaching in the easement. What's an abandoned easement? Because it's their job to upkeep it. It's full of trees and weeds, so there's no possible way that that's not an abandoned easement. And with the doctrine of latches in real estate, they would have had to say something before 20 years.
right.
Sure.
You guys can suggest an abandoned easement?
Is that something we can do, Casey?
I would tread lightly on that one. There are utilities in some of these areas too.
Okay.
If you get rid of that easement, it might not work too well when you start looking at setbacks then.
But we will certainly take that under advisement. That's something we'll look at
Yeah.
and see.
And also, we're all here because of this ordinance situation and zoning. And I just want to say, I think the last thing we need is someone else running around trying to find ordinances to write up. So,
Okay?
if you were, the smaller government you have, the better, right?
Yep, exactly.
Well, but I think what we're trying to do is bring it back local versus having
Yeah.
the county
Right.
take care of it for us.
We'd like to take it out of their hands if we can. Yeah,
And to let everybody know, I'm gonna be off to the side since I am in the neighborhood. It's gonna be these two guys,
so,
so I can't make any decisions on anything.
yeah.
But we've been given deadlines, or at least I have anyway. I haven't spoke to them. I got X amount of time to do this, but you guys only meet once a month.
Yep.
So
Yep, and we
I need
will,
to probably be done.
we'll get in
But we
touch
get-
with Matt and see what we can do.
And I think if the state writes you an ordinance violation, right, that the burden of proof is on them. They just said your stuff's in the easement. They haven't produced any kind of survey or anything else, so I don't, without spending my own money, I don't
Sure.
know if that's true or not.
Sure. Yep, all right. Thank you very much for coming. And again, please know we're gonna go to bat for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Other citizens' comments. Doc, I saw your hand first
Go
and,
ahead.
okay. Either one, I'm open. Come on down. Please tell us who you are and what you come in.
William Rice at
Okay.
Tower Street here in Houston.
Okay,
And I actually had recently, in the last storm, and we already talked about all this really, Casey had actually told me to document this, and would like to make sure that I mentioned your name and whatnot, 'cause we talked personally several times. But I just want to read this, and I would like to submit it as documentation.
okay,
So on March 31st, obviously well known, we experienced a severe storm and tornado warning that brought heavy rains. I probably face almost every year, right? So on April 1st, then sewage water began backing up into my basement through the sewage line. It continued flowing for hours, forcing me to stay home from work to manage the cleanup. This is not a new issue. My family and I have lived there since 2016, and my father-in-law, who built the house in the 1990s, has dealt with the same problem during heavy rains. For over the years, we've repeatedly contacted the town and asked for help about a permanent fix for this issue. Casey from the Pearson Water Department responded very quickly when I called Kosciuszko Dispatch at like 4 a.m. On the 1st and continued to assist me through April 6th. And I very much appreciate his help. He was right on. I mean, seriously. Sometimes very early or late in the day, he helped me. He asked me to document this so it wouldn't be overlooked. A previous employee named Chip had mentioned a plan to resolve this permanently, but I haven't really seen any plan or any progress in that. He had mentioned that I think you guys were gonna have, it was either Chip or you, Casey, in the past had mentioned that we were gonna have some sort of a company or an advisor come in and look at the wastewater drainage systems and figure out what we needed to do to get things either up to date or whatnot. So I'm just writing this and ask, what is the current plan to fix the issue, especially on Tower Street for myself and for other people in town? Obviously, you had mentioned it too, where there's a lot of water standing, and I know when we have high, water levels coming down and the torrential rains and whatnot, there's not a whole lot we can do, but at least, especially with sewage water. So,
I want to just clarify,
Yes,
and make
sir.
sure that I understand.
Yeah.
This is not just surface water.
no, no,
This
no.
is sewage water.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna get to that here in just a
okay,
moment. So, the pump serving our area appears inadequate as it overheats and requires frequent resets during high water events. This isn't just rainwater, it's sewage containing fecal matter from other homes, making basic tasks like showering, flushing toilets, doing dishes, doing laundry impossible. Sewage water backing up from the basement floor drain is dangerous because it poses severe risk of toxic raw sewage contamination and rapid mold growth within 24 to 48 hours. Any stormwater street damage systems are non-existent, no upkeep, and they've been filled with either dirt or closed off for years. And that's, we've had recent, speaking of Surf Internet, they came in and installed our underground Surf Internet, and they actually hit one of those old drainage systems that was filled up with dirt and whatnot. So it's just wasn't kept up, So to continue, we do pay our wastewater bills every month and expect reliable service in return. As a plant manager in Warsaw here, at a manufacturing facility serving worldwide accounts, I'm held accountable for results, and I also believe the town should be as well. I would really appreciate if we could get some sort of timeline or plan to resolve this at some point here soon, either a plan or some sort of documentation within the year or the year's end. Just a very humble request. That's it. I would like to submit this though
Absolutely.
to you guys as official. And that's all I have.
Thank you very
Yes,
much. Thank you.
you very
for
much.
coming.
Of course.
I can tell you what I know, which is nothing. We had our utility study done, and one of the things we need is about $40 million to try to fix, now that's the whole town, that's everything. That's phase one. I think by the time we were all done with phase 1, 2, and 3, we were looking at
200 million.
$200 million. So essentially like redoing it all.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. So we don't have that kind of money. However, that said, if Casey will work with us to start knocking off these individual ones that we might be able to fix and put those into a plan to say, okay, let's make this a domino effect.
Sure,
If we can fix the one at this end and then we start backing up,
Small stages.
yeah, maybe we
Work
can
your
do
way up
that.
to the
So,
200 million over so many years.
yeah,
We're told the pump is
Yeah.
small, that we need a bigger pump, so that it can, because of what water can go
Faster.
And would you
And
say
they
that
weren't,
was
there was too
during
much money, but that's
Oh,
what.
yeah, yeah.
That's what Chip.
What was that?
Here's one of the things too that I would like to state as well. We're one of probably the only people on our street, Tower Street out here that has a basement. We have a basement, and
so you're gonna notice it more than
yeah,
somebody
we're
else.
gonna
Yeah.
notice it immediately, like, as soon as that pump goes down, I can tell immediately, because it just starts coming up out of it.
Gotcha.
So, you know, everybody has a washer dryer, I assume that goes into that same pipe system, and then it just flows up out of there,
Gotcha.
and it's like, what do I do? You know,
Sure.
So I'll put towels down and try to mitigate all the sewage water.
Sure.
It's very concerning, and over 10 years of time, every year it does happen, you know?
Yeah.
So it's happening mostly during, or all the time during rain events.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with that is inflow and infiltration then. We're just taking in that much water, and we don't want that water in the system. We want to treat wastewater, we don't want to treat rainwater.
Yeah.
We want to be able to have what's supposed to be in the sewer system.
Yeah.
So in the past, we had done a project that was lining the system. With that being a problematic area over there on Tower Street, I don't think it'd be bad to investigate, all right, what all ties in that area, and look if there's any downspouts from old houses that are still tied into the sewer. Sump pump shouldn't be tied into sewer, and those are big, big things that add to thousands and thousands of gallons.
Sure.
We should not be seeing that in our sewer system.
Sure.
And we've got our, sump pump running clear out to the street right now, even just with this rain we had today, the whole street flooded.
Yeah.
You know,
Then our neighbor gets mad
Yeah, I
because it's
know.
always going that way.
you know, water flows downhill, everybody knows that too,
Yeah.
so then she complains, and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
We can shuffle, we can't put it in that
Yeah.
way, so we have to go that way.
It's just,
Well,
it becomes a major issue.
yeah. Obviously, we can't give you an answer tonight.
No,
But what I will tell you is, I will ask Casey to look up the old plan that Chip had done at some point, see what we can come up with, and then see if we can at least give you an idea of what we plan to do to address this.
I really appreciate that.
And we'll do that piece as timely as we can. So Casey, get with us after the meeting and we'll see what we can come up with to start investigating the problem.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And any kind of response or help would be great.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know if anybody else has this type of issue, but sewage water in your basement is a non-starter.
Absolutely.
You just can't have it, you know? So,
Absolutely.
Wouldn't want it either.
Yeah,
not a good thing.
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. She was next. Thank you, Doc. Come on down.
You guys know me, but Susan Moore. First off, I want to say that, every time we make a suggestion, I realize that it may cost a lot of money for the town. or it's a big, you know, we think it's an easy solution, and it's like, can you guys do this? But I would really appreciate a tornado clear, some type of alarm, so that we don't sit down in our basements half the night and go, you think it's over yet? We used to have it in Pearston a long time ago.
Okay.
It used to be like 3 short boop, boop, boop,
So,
with the thing.
yeah, on the, yeah, being the fire department, yeah. So the dispatch sets off the alarm now.
Okay.
It's all done at the dispatch center. And that's why the one time it was set off in by accident, because there was not even a tornado in the area. But, yeah, that's something I can get with dispatch and say, to see if why, because they're supposed to be doing it. I'm not sure why they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's all done by dispatch that way, because they're in contact with the weather station and have all that technology of, they know, and that's why, I mean, yes, it can be set off from this building over at the fire department side, but
It's not.
15 years ago, we decided to put it on the dispatch, and that's why we have it all Wi-Fi into the dispatches. That way, they have the technology to determine when that all clear is and be in contact with the weather station and the weather out of North Webster.
So Thompson,
So-
can you go by my house and go beep, beep, beep?
But they should be doing that anyway, but I don't know why why it got.
It's just, the last 2 times we've sat, and it's like, okay, I don't hear anything. And then you go, oh, RV in the eye. You know?
Right.
And so you sit there forever. And then you're going, okay, I'm tired enough, I'm going back upstairs, you know? But it'd be nice to have something that just says, okay, you can go. Thank you.
We'll work on that.
Take that.
Yep.
Thank you. Now, Annie, come on down. Careful of the cord there.
Annie Espinoza, I sent an email about,
Yes.
the
Yep.
utility study. And you guys would become heroes if you could fix the vulnerable spots from that utility study. The water has been a problem, as you all know, Matt knows, many, many years. My neighbor was underwater for 2 weeks, and it's just been horrible, and it's horrible for the homeowner. Yes, it does cost money, but if you postpone new projects for a little while and fix some of these things, you would be heroes. People would carry you around on their shoulders. Because like I said, it's been 50 years. Where my neighbor is, that's always been underwater. People have been coming to meetings. It costs a lot of money. Yeah, we know we need the county to come and do their share of cleaning out, but their answer is they don't have money. So if you guys do this for this town, you would get an award, okay? So would you think heavily, not just on the one there, but that utility study should have shown you the major vulnerable spots? And keep that in mind for the people.
Thank you. And yes, we did get your email. It went to Tammy and she forwarded it up to us. So we did get it. The projects that we are working on, very little of that money is coming out of the town. Majority of the projects we're working on are grant dollars that are not specific, can't be used for utilities. So rest assured, we will look at these areas. Coming up with the money to fix them is the challenge for us, because that comes out of town money. Unless between Casey and me and Myra and whoever, we can find grant money to help us. But the projects that we're working on are coming out of grant dollars, and very little of that is the town's money. It's grant dollars that we've applied for. So we'll try to keep both going.
I have a line that I run from my backyard to the alley, and the alley tilts just enough to go down to 4th Street. 4th Street tilts enough to go down to Catholic Street. Catholic Street then picks up and hits the main basin, which is fabulous.
Yeah.
It's getting it done. And so some of people on Catholic Street are starting to drain out onto the street and things. But this has been overlooked for, like you said, 40, 50 years
Yeah.
because, oh, that's too much or something else. But if you guys do this, you would be heroes of this town, I'm telling you.
And that would also promote the project that you're trying to do right now. People don't wanna live a place that where the city's not gonna fix the issues of the problem.
I hear you. Thank
And-
you.
Yeah. Part of the study did not go into specific houses that were affected. It was that they looked at the big picture of the whole town, so.
Kind of regional areas,
I
yeah.
mean, and again, they came back and said, one of the big issues is the county tile that the whole town drains into is too small. So, but that's something that the county has to pay to make bigger. And again, us as council can't make that decision. And so, I mean, I would say it would be beneficial too to write to the commissioners saying, hey, you guys need to do something with the county side of drainage problems.
When was the last time the county has come out to do?
I have no idea.
You know, it goes to
Yeah,
this,
I'm wondering
this,
too.
to this.
I have no idea.
How are you gonna grow the town if you don't grow the wastewater?
Well, and that's a really good point. If the
But
county.
it's
tiles
not
too small-
wastewater, it's
Surface
stormwater.
wastewater.
It's stormwater
Yeah.
that is the problem right now.
Stormwater,
Yeah.
road water, whatever you wanna
Yeah,
call it.
that's, yeah,
But how are you gonna have more houses if you can't get rid of what you got?
right.
Did East Springfield overflow?
I don't know.
I have no idea. But,
And I will tell you, sir, you talked earlier about water, how do you get it going uphill? When you have an acre of water, you know how much that weighs?
Oh, yes.
It weighs over 10 million pounds. It will force water uphill.
But-
If the drainage will allow.
If drainage will allow it. And there's the key.
And I have 2 drains in my backyard tied into the city wastewater or removal, whatever you want to call it, that I share with you, because not only does the water come down into my low area, there's water that comes up out of those as well, because it all works off an equilibrium. There's days that don't rain, it'll raise 8 inches until it can go back down. So it's kind of a tit for tat, but those drains have to be open for that to flow.
Exactly.
If it's flooded for a couple days, I get it, it is a low area. But when it goes for months at a time, with 10 million pounds of pressure on that, and doesn't go down, and I know Casey drives by, and I know he sees it there, if everybody knows it's there, not only that, it's a safety hazard. There's a lot of young kids that live around here. For a couple of days, I can keep those kids at bay, keep them away.
Yeah.
2 months at a time? No, I can't. Who's that gonna be on if a young gets out there and drowns? Because the water can't escape.
And what is your name?
Sean Griffith.
Thank you. That just needs to be where we can hear you because you're behind the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right, not a problem. Anyone else? Citizens' comments?
Sell the 80 acres and fix the drains.
I'm sorry?
Sell the 80 acres and fix the drains.
Yeah, if we could get enough money, we'd sure consider it, let me tell you. Yeah, yeah. All right, if we have no other, oh, go ahead, come on down. I didn't see you.
I wasn't trying to interrupt.
Oh,
Okay, so most of you know me, but I'm Carla from the fire department. Just to let everybody know that on May 9th, we're gonna do our annual fish fry. It's from 4 to 7. Adults, $14, kids, 7. Drive-through again, $14. So everybody knows.
Yay.
Check us out. 10 people on our fire department, guys. Okay, that's all. Come help support us.
wow, thank you, yes. And Myra, can you get that out on the reach alert for us too? Excellent, thank you. Anyone else? All right, Myra?
I forgot to do the upcoming.
Oh, thank you. It's on the bottom of my agenda.
I know, somewhere.
on your notes.
Okay, upcoming, Tuesday, May 12th is the next council meeting at 6:30. Townwide garage sales will be June 12th and 13th. The annual spring trash pickup will be on Saturday, June 20th. And the Pearson Days Festival will be on July 17th and 18th.
Excellent. All right, there being no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion,
second
second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming, appreciate it.